Choibyum confessed his love to Yaojin. The feelings were mutual, and they kissed right away. But what happened next was something Yaojin couldn't have expected. Choibyum put him on the desk and unzipped his pants. The guy asked him what was going on, and Choi said he wanted to test their feelings. Yaojin got really scared and said he didn't want that. A voice said the guy was lying, and if he didn't want it, he wouldn't be dreaming about it. Yaojin woke up in his room. He looked scared. He is a 20-year-old university student. Because of the addictive dream, the guy overslept and was late for class. He had to ask his grandfather to feed the dog. The man is a brilliant scientist and always busy with work. Going to school, the guy couldn't believe he had a dream like that. The guy he dreamed about is a sophomore in his department. Yaojin is secretly in love with him. At the entrance, Choibyum said hello to him, but while the guy was coming to his senses, the object of his affection was distracted by friends. They asked who Choibyum said hello to. He said the guy was a first-year student in their faculty, but the others were seeing him for the first time. Choibyum thought he was mistaken. Because of a strange dream, Yaojin couldn't concentrate on his studies all day. He was welcomed home by his enthusiastic grandfather. He took the guy by the hand and dragged him to his awakening potential machine. He asked him to get into it and put on a helmet. This machine should awaken the areas of his brain that he didn't use in normal life. Thus, this machine could make a person a talented musician or a brilliant mathematician. The grandfather asked about what Yaojin wanted. The boy thought that he would like to become someone who can openly express his feelings to the person he likes. As he was thinking about it, his dog activated the device. There was an explosion and a second Yaojin appeared in the capsule. Now the scientist has 2 grandchildren and both think they're real. They even smell the same for a dog. The grandfather started asking them questions and the answers were the same until the topic came up about love. The first Yaojin would like to walk with his lover in the park holding hands. But the second one had other plans for his lover. He dreamed about what was happening in the guy's dream. Thus, the grandfather realized who the fake was. The guy didn't like being considered a fake, since he is who Yaojin dreams of being. The original only now realized that it was all about his desire to be someone who can openly express his feelings. But of course he didn't expect his openness to be expressed in this way. The 2 Yaojins immediately disliked each other. While they were fighting, Grandpa pushed the button that was supposed to cancel everything, and the guy became one again. He immediately scolded his grandfather for such experiments, but was glad that everything ended well. After that, the guy scolded his dog for pressing the button. The scientist didn't really know if there would be any repercussions since the machine was broken when he canceled the result. But he wasn't too worried about it. The next day, Yaojin came to the faculty dinner. He hadn't slept well at all and decided to try a drink for the first time in his life. He didn't like the taste, but was forced to continue drinking. He started to feel sick, but Choibyum saved him. He inquired about Yaojin's condition and gave him an ice bar. Looking at his back, the guy started to feel strange. Something had awakened in him. Yaojin followed Choibyum to the restroom. The guy asked if he felt better. The second identity didn't know that Yaojin drank a lot and felt sick, but he decided not to miss the opportunity and pretended to be dizzy. After that, he said he wanted to you-know-what, but Choibyum thought he wanted to go to the bathroom and decided to take him to the toilet. Yaojin fell on top of him, and the guy pulled him off, afraid he'd get him dirty. But Yaojin just fell asleep. The second identity woke up locked inside. He was unhappy that he didn't have time to do anything and was trying to get through the locked doors. He couldn't yet figure out what principle it used to open. The original Yaojin didn't remember anything about yesterday and hoped he hadn't done anything wrong. Due to his distraction, a ball flew into his face. He said he could walk to the nurse's station by himself and crawled there. Choibyum noticed this and helped him with it. In the office, he decided to check if the shards from the glasses had gotten into the guy's eyes. Yaojin was afraid that Choi would hear how hard his heart was beating right now. In his inner world, an earthquake started and the doors opened. Yaojin grabbed the guy by his shirt and kissed. He thanked him for this opportunity to be free. Choibyum didn't realize what was going on. Yaojin tied him to the bed. He had been wanting to make his dreams come true for a very long time. Choi started to think that the guy before was pretending to be harmless and is actually a psychopath. He said that if Yaojin really loves him, then he should treat him respectfully and untie. But the guy ignored his attempt and unzipped his pants. Then he, you-know-what? Choibyum prayed for someone to save him. Suddenly, other guys walked into the office. Choibyum realized that if they were seen now, his reputation would be ruined. Yaojin was not confused and continued on. One of the guys heard them, but thought it was his imagination. When the doctor arrived, they were gone. All he found was a mess and a bent bed. The original Yaojin woke up in the playground and couldn't remember anything from the moment he got to the doctor's office. He found a hair in his mouth and thought it was his dog's. He hoped he hadn't gotten Choibium in trouble. There was a mark on the guy's hands from that incident.